But we'll need to redo the intro, is what you're saying. Okay, cool. Everyone remember what you said.
Right. We can make them extra precise.
Okay. All right. Test. Okay. Yes.
Jesus.
Okay. Everything is looking right as far as levels. Okay. Let's. Okay. So opening. Take 2, starting in about 20 seconds.
Do you need anything for us to make sure that it's working, or?
No. Just the fact that you've been talking on and off gave me a reference point to look at.
Excellent.
Oh, cool.
Okay. All right. So 5, 4, 3. Hello and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor, and we are all dressed up tonight to celebrate the return from the time skip and the start of chapter 3 of this story, the third and final chapter, however long it lasts. So do we have any plugs at the moment beyond the usual for early July, I believe it is?
Happy birthday to my 2 siblings that have birthdays in July. I don't think either of you listen to this podcast, but if you do, happy 21st and 30th, respectively. 2 big ones. I'm already exhausted and it's months away for me, so much love to you both.
Yeah, and then, of course, the usual, we have a Patreon if you'd like to support the show in an ongoing fashion, where, because we've got the new chapter up, there will be a bit more content than there usually would be on there as well. Posts of the new character art that you can see on the display at the moment, cycling through below me, as well as cropped in the character cards, character name cards. So there is also going to be some new stuff based on this art on the Redbubble. Thank you, Zoe, for the wonderful new character art. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into another episode and another chapter of Wyverns and Weirdos. So, where we last left off, the party celebrated after the defeat of Zsothorum T'thara, a threat long looming over their heads, particularly the head of Bertie, as the entity was once his Warlock patron, and parted ways as an adventuring company for a time, though they still kept in touch. We rejoined them about a little over a year since Zsothorum T'thara's defeat, and they find themselves all in this resplendent ballroom, decorated in silvers, whites, golds, mithrils. There's even bits of pieces of platinum in some of the decoration. And above it all, up upon the edges of the walls, are these wonderful banners depicting the new logo of the Council of the Seven, leaders of the newly unified Erithald. So this is a ball dedicated to the successful completion of unification, where our party, among others, are guests of honor. So let's see where each of them are. So Anya, where do you find yourself at this ball?
I know you were going to start with me. Absolutely terrible.
Alphabetical is the easiest way to go.
It's terrible. Every single time, it's always me. Why is it always me?
Because you named your character Anya.
Darby, I know where you live. Yeah, so Anya at this ball, she's probably, I'd say she's most likely lurking on the outskirts for the time being. I'd say it'd be quite early in the night, yeah?
Yes, at this stage, yes.
So she would have arrived most likely along with Bertie. Correct me if I'm wrong, Laura. But yeah, she would have arrived most likely with Bertie as a matter of convenience. And since she probably shared maybe 1 or 2 drinks with Bertie, and then has made herself scarce, and she doesn't necessarily look uncomfortable, but she's trying to avoid the many nobles until more familiar faces arrive, where she knows Bertie, being the socialite that he is, while not necessarily comfortable with the nobles, would be chatting away and making connections, and she both doesn't want to get in the way of that and also is not comfortable there. So she's sort of stealthing on the outskirts. She's been done up a little bit more than her usual garb. So her hair is wrapped and tied up in a large, messy bun with some of her braids falling loose. And she's, for part of the function, has a beautiful silvered cord that is wrapping loosely around, like an almost makeshift chain crown, if you will, but the threads of which are falling down her back. The outfit that she's wearing is a little bit different than what you'd usually see her in, because when you first look at it, it looks like it could be a very beautiful dress. So she has a very low sort of lace, black lace V-cut neckline, and it tapers off at the waist and falls down into this beautiful silvery flowing skirt, but the skirt shifts, and beneath it are some very sleek, almost leather look black pants that are finished off with these shiny silvery boots. She also has with her several daggers that are hidden on her person.
Of course.
And she's nervously playing with one of them backed into her little Whoa. And that's where she is. Thank you, Darby, for starting with me.
All right. That leads us nicely, in many ways, to Bertie.
Yes, so as Eddie said, Bertie arrived with Anya, probably arm in arm, until had a couple of drinks. He is kind of attempting to schmooze with other people. So Bertie is kind of, so notably I guess, Bertie is still Winter. He still has, the blue hair, the green eyes, icy kind of disposition. He's not snowy or anything at the moment, but still that same kind of look. He is wearing a very big fluffy ball gown, kind of like in real world stuff, like a Rococo kind of design, so like really big puffy sleeves, like a lot of like lace, like the sort of like overskirt, like that's like tight, quite fitted bodice sort of thing, with sort of like lots of flowers sort of like woven around, like on one side of the bodice, like little like fasteners at the front. He's probably wearing some pretty high heels because he's quite short. But yeah, very big poofy skirt. He's got his so same kind of like blue, white, pink hair. There's a lot more like streaks of pink in it now. And he's got that kind of like pinned up at the top, but then he's sort of his hair appears to be longer as he's kind of got it like curled around his head, and it's in sort of like he's attempted this sort of like fishtail sort of like braid, like there's lots of like, again, more flowers woven into that as well, mostly blue and white, and some pink because that's his favorite color, but the whole ball gown's sort of like this little dusty pink sort of color with like lots of little detailing, but yes, and it's very glittery and very like sparkly, and he's trying very hard to schmooze with people but be as professional as possible, and he does kind of while he's chattering away, he's always got a little like wine glass in his hand. As he's kind of doing that, he will kind of when he's finished talking with people, he will occasionally kind of like take a moment for himself, and he doesn't look very comfortable, but he'll then kind of like shake that off and then keep circling around and like checking to see where the others are and what they're all doing as well.
Okay. Just roll me a D8.
A D8, okay. That is a 1.
A 1. Okay. Can you re-roll that? Because this one doesn't work for Bertie.
An 8.
An 8. Okay. So you find yourself talking to a gnomish prince with a resplendent, ceremonial-looking blade by his side. So I don't know what you found your little god experience like, but I came up against one in my time. Not fun.
Oh really? Yeah, that must have been great. Was that how long ago was that one?
Oh,
You're one of the longer lived people like I am.
yeah. I first met the fellow about 100 or so years ago. Before he was a god, of course, but
Oh, I see. That incident.
yes, the Vain Shade, I think they call him now. That
that's the thing that Anya was present for.
Yes.
I was in the Feywild at the time, so I kind of missed all that, which probably sounds quite insensitive for you if you were involved in all that fight. It was a pretty big one for everyone, I heard. So, mine in comparison is nothing.
I focused on the outskirts of the city for the most part in that fight, but few old allies of mine were were right in the middle of it.
Oh, good. Well, you all did a great service to us all, of course, I'm sure.
As did your folk.
Yes. Well, we just did our part, so I'm really glad about that. I'm glad that we can all kind of have a bit of fun and let this, the unification thing and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
My name's Bertie, by the way.
Kitrin.
Oh, Kitrin, do you mind if I call you Kit?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. All my friends call me Kit.
Excellent. Fantastic. Wow, and you have an amazing looking sword there. We must talk about it more. It looks very magical.
It is. It's one of the arms of the summer court. If you ever catch one of these, they're quite handy for an elf or a gnome.
Oh, I see.
Bit dangerous.
Cool,
Bit dangerous for anyone else to wield, but quite
How
effective.
so?
Well, the intelligence within them tends to be a bit much for those not already connected to the Fae.
Oh, well, yeah, I know how that is. I've got a friend who's got a sword that talks to him, and I had a friend who had a sword with something in it a while back. And he worked through that, so he's all fine now, of course.
Interesting.
Cool.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah. Caius, where are you?
Oh boy. So Caius probably also arrived early-ish, I think. He would have arrived in a probably one of the Silvius's horse-drawn carriages. That he would just step out. He's wearing a fairly formal two-piece white with some gold lining, very similar to the artwork. But none of it is armor, save for a ceremonial breastplate, which has the Cloak of Billowing attached to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's really going to spend most of at least the first couple of hours wandering around. Oh, he's also got the any sort of symbolism to the Knights of the Seven. He'll be wearing that officially as well, and he's carrying Cinder Noct at his side.
Alright.
He will be talking to various dignitaries. Yeah, just trying to be as personable as possible, representing the Knights of the Seven well, or trying to.
Okay, roll me down to D6.
A D6, okay. That is a 1.
A 1, okay.
Sorry.
So you are speaking to a nobly dressed, almost ostentatiously dressed drow fellow. It's hard to kind of place his age, but maybe a little older than Bertie and Anya. And you, Silvius, was it?
Yes, that's correct. Caius Viator Silvius.
Of course, and what was it you did again?
Oh, well, I didn't really do very much. I just sort of helped some friends out in a little pickle that they were in.
Okay. And the knighthood came from?
Oh, well, yes, that was the pickle. We, there was a giant slug god thing that sort of appeared just outside here, actually, and then we sort of killed it. Well, me and my friend, who I think I saw floating around, we sort of jumped on top of it from a great height.
Oh.
But we all chipped in.
And who is your friend?
Oh, that's Bertie over there.
You notice the fellow look over to Bertie. It's like, I know that face. Interesting. All right. Next is Neumann. Neumann, what are you doing?
So Neumann will be specifically looking for the rest of the party because he's been very excited about tonight, simply for the fact that he gets to meet everyone again. Sort of been a while, so yeah, he will actively be looking around. He'll be asking around, and I think one of the first places he might ask is either at the front door or perhaps at any of the bars, just to sort of find out if they've seen this person, if they've seen this person, or try and describe what he guesses they'll look like.
All right. Okay. Can I get you to roll me a d6?
Sure. Oh, I should probably also mention what he's wearing, because that's what we're all doing. So, it was a 5, by the way. But in the meantime, I'll do this. So Neumann is wearing a full suit getup this time with a vest underneath. It's a little opposite of what he was wearing last time for the formalities, the party that was thrown for us. This time it's actually a black vest, and he's actually wearing a red suit and a red bottom. Sort of like, actually a little bit more similar to what he was wearing at Caius's place a while ago, except he's made all these. So the suit is actually to the style of the vest. It has those swirly patterns. He tried to he tried to find the exact same material that Bertie lent him, and yeah, he's managed to make a whole suit out of it. He's also made the vest, and he's got underneath the vest is a white shirt as well with those frills in the opening of the vest. He's just wearing some very sleek black shoes. Not the pointy ones. He doesn't like pointy shoes. They're the rounded ones. So, and yeah, that's what he's wearing. He's not wearing anything else. Okay. So, and you might also note that the suit of armor is not joining him tonight.
Okay.
As well. So, he rolled a 5.
Yeah. So the person that we find you with, kind of trying to determine where your friends are, is a tall, effervescent-looking human woman, wearing like long draping robes. Who was it you were looking for again?
Well, particularly I'm looking for Ross, Rook, Caius, Anya, and Bertie. Have you heard of any of them before?
I've heard word of them, but
they should be here somewhere.
Well, unfortunately, I wouldn't know them to see them yet, but perhaps I shall make their acquaintance later this evening.
Yeah, no, thank you for your help. I'm Neumann, by the way, and you are...
Uzo.
Uzo, oh. That's quite a nice name, actually. Does that mean something, or...?
It's an old family name.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's quite nice, actually. Anyways, I'd probably best go find my friends, but if I see you later tonight, during the festivities, care to come join us as well, and I could even introduce you to everyone.
Of course.
All right, and then Neumann hastily runs around looking for more people to ask, quite hastily.
Technically it's an investigation check, so it doesn't take you too long to find everyone, but we will touch in with Ross and Rook before you do. Ross, what are
I thought we were going alphabetical. Rook goes first.
Rook, yes. Sorry. Yeah. It's
Sorry,
hard when they're
R's
both R.
R's. Yes. Okay, so I think Rook would be the last to arrive, and she's going to arrive alongside an older gentleman that I'm not sure if anyone else to recognise, possibly. So Rook she looks quite different in that she's not wearing any armour, she isn't holding any weapons or anything. She's wearing essentially a tight like pantsuit that it is more, it like has a tunic as the top part, and it's made of a blue silk, and attached to the back is a red velvet cape. She also has a fair amount of jewellery on, and her hair looks different in that instead of the undercut shaved sides, she now has braided sides, and her hair is a bit longer now. So she's going to arrive alongside this man, and she looks quite composed, and she's looking out at the crowd rather thoughtfully. Would you like to describe what Tishorn looks like?
Yeah, so Tishorn he's a middle-aged human man, carries himself with a sort of air of authority. There's kind of a shrewd intelligence to his face, to his expression. He has a neatly trimmed greying beard, and wears a very concealing and draping blue robes, as well as you can see the glint of like a breastplate underneath. Ceremonial, but a breastplate nonetheless.
Okay, so she'll turn to him and say, "Well, mister, it's an interesting crowd we've got there. Who do you think would tell more, the people who have arrived or the people that haven't?"
Is an interesting thought. There is something to lateness, but there is a time. There's a time.
Yeah, I think I'd be interested to, I don't know, see if I can check out a couple of their motives and see just what exactly the thoughts of the crowd is at the moment.
Of course, but don't forget, Rook, this is a night of celebration. This isn't. Not everything is a mission.
Oh, I guess so, but well, I may as well multitask if I can. We've got a lot of powerful people here at the moment.
True.
Well, you have fun mingling, old man. I'll see who I can meet tonight.
Same to you, young woman.
All right, catch you later.
All right. And
then,
yeah. And finally, Ross.
Hello. To be honest, Ross would probably have arrived with Neumann and then immediately gotten absorbed into the crowd and just became very lost. Poor Neumann. She thought he was following, but he was not. She is, her hair is out, so it's this huge Bernadette Peters kind of cascading curls. She's got a lot of jewelry and she has her fake eyes on. She's wearing this big, like mint green, like ball gown. So it's got this huge skirt. It's got a plunging V-line. It's got the big billowy sleeves. It's got 3 belts on it that are all gemmed and matching gems at the cuffs. When she walks, there is a rattling noise as if her tambourine is under all the layers of the skirts. But she just didn't like the look of it. She also has in the center at the bottom of the V, so just on her stomach, is her crest of the Knights of the Seven. A little less ceremonially placed than other people here, but you know, she's making do. It's also quite a low-backed dress, so a lot of people would see that she has 3 large scars across her back, 2 across her right shoulder blade, and 1 that kind of stutters like an exclamation point on the left, and the right one one of the right ones crests over her shoulder a bit, but they look magically healed and old. And she's looking for everyone too, but she's also kind of schmoozing the crowd and just trying to coalesce everyone together, but like, you know, have a good time too.
Roll me, I think we're down to a D4 now.
Ooh, a D4. That's a 3.
3. Okay. So you find yourself in conversation with a nobleman, human. Interestingly, while he is well dressed and truly appears noble to like from his appearance and the way that he stands and holds himself, he seems to have an element to his appearance that, as if he has deliberately fashioned himself to be unnotable. So clean cut face, very simple hair.
Are you enjoying the festivities?
I am, madam.
I'm a Dame Ross, by the way, of the Knights of the Seven, and you are?
Lord Proudtree.
Wonderful. Where is your family from, Lord Proudtree? I so rarely come to Erithald.
We are one of the houses of Doran.
Ah, would you know the Sylvius family?
Of course.
I'm quite well acquainted with them.
I can't say I've had quite the pleasure, but
Really?
no. I know of them, but we have not had direct dealings.
Of course not. What does your family trade in? I know the Sylvius's deal in magical expertise.
We have our trades, mostly goods, and antiquities when we can.
Of the magical sort or standard?
Whatever we can find.
Of course. Is business good nowadays?
Business is very good.
Of course. Wonderful. Well, Lord Proudtree, I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
And same to you, Dame Barbarian. What was it you introduced yourself again? Sorry.
Dame Ross.
Dame Ross.
Sorry.
Dame Ross.
Certainly. And then she's gonna toddle off and go. She's mostly trying to spot Neumann's head above everyone else. But it's shaping up to be more difficult than she anticipated.
Although I think given how tall he is, you probably do find him around about the same time that he finds you.
There you are!
Oh, hey. Yeah, you were behind me 1 second, and then when I turned around, you were gone, and I couldn't find anyone. So,
Oh, I thought
sorry,
you were behind me! And I turned around and you were gone! Oh.
We should have come up with a plan for this.
Yeah.
Rook and Anya were so right. We need a plan for everything. We're terrible.
I know. Have you found any of the others yet?
I believe so. I see a couple of faces over there that I recognise. So maybe we should try over there.
Okay, cool. Let's mosey on over.
Just as you two are like chittering about that and being like, oh, you know, we'll try looking over here. Haven't spotted anyone yet. She comes out of her stealth right behind the both of you and is like, are you two done talking to nobles yet? I really don't want to, Hi.
Sorry, you spooked me.
I didn't really. I guess I wasn't necessarily talking to these people here. It's sort of I sort of set you guys as a priority, but like I met one. She was very lovely.
That was a conversation, Neumann.
I guess so.
Also, hello, Neumann Ravarians. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Anya. You look
Long time no see.
good.
Thank you. Bertie helped with some of it.
Of course.
I would assume the same, but you know.
Oh, right. Actually, do you want the dress is really soft, and she is gonna like, kind of trying to remember. She's gonna like tap Anya's elbow, like just to indicate where Ross is, and then hold out her hand, so like her arm, so that Anya can like feel the fabric of her sleeves, and just be like, "It's really soft, isn't it?"
It's a very nice texture. Yes.
I know it. Oh, I lucked out getting this one. Yeah, and
From that one place in Karas, or the place in Durham that you and Bertie were talking about.
the place in Durham. Yeah, nowhere in Karas does things like this, unfortunately.
I think the and Anya sort of swishes the pseudo skirt a little bit, and she's like, I think the material for this was part of it. From there, I don't do things like this. So I left a lot of it in Bertie's hands.
To be fair, I've never done one of these with my own face, so this is a real experience.
Well, I hope that you'll get to do more.
Hopefully not the other ones are for the wizards, so. But no, has Neumann told you about his suit? He made his suit. It looks so good. Sorry. I'm still
Neumann-
not used to it.
Neumann, may I?
Yeah, go ahead. You can't have it, but you can touch it.
Okay. Anya sort of reaches out and she feels some of the detailing on the suit, and she's like, I am not a seamstress, but it feels well made. So, good job.
I can verify that. I was there every step of the process. So,
Did the new zoot suit help? Is it still the same zoot suit but repaired? I don't know. Did you have a new name for zoot?
maybe I didn't reveal this actually. But Zoot Suit is actually a magical construct. And he clicks his fingers and spawns Zoot Suit. I can just make him poof out of nowhere. It's
I just assumed that it was like you had built another zoot suit, and that this was a new zoot suit.
he's gotten some upgrades over the years, but no, just at this point, he's like this, and I can further increase his capabilities with some extra spells and such. But I only sort of do that when I'm working or when it's handy. So he's still the same old Zoot Suit, but
You summoned Zoot Suit just then, didn't you?
yes.
Anya, she sort of she reaches out to where she can hear the humming of Zoot Suit and sort of pets the metal carcass gently, and she's like, I'm glad your death was not permanent. I'm sorry for calling you new Zoot Suit for the past year.
So Neumann is going to point at Zoot Suit, and he's going to utter some magical words, and he's going to cast where is it? Tiny Servant on Zoot Suit. So now Tiny Zoot Suit has these mechanical arms and legs, which fold out from him. And as you're patting him, it sort of just like gently grabs one of your fingers and sort of shakes it.
Anya she winces a little bit when that happens, and like not in as if she's in pain, but she just looks a little bit uncomfortable just momentarily, and then takes a deep breath and breathes out, and shakes Zoot Zoot's hand again, and she's like, I can never quite get over the fact that your magic tastes like something. That's weird.
I'm not sure if you'd recognize the legs as well, but the legs are actually inspired from a design of someone who we met.
Oh, you mean that dwarven lady's wife?
Yeah, I paid them a visit again.
Oh.
And yeah, when I was there last, I asked to come back and have a look, and yeah, they were kind enough to let me come over, and yeah, I actually based the designs off that. So.
And how is Parentia and her wife and children?
Yeah, really well. I noted not to cause any problems. I did not want to be punched in the face. So, but yeah, no, they're doing really well. They're doing really well.
Good. That's good, I guess. I suppose you did not speak of her mother. Probably a good idea if you did not.
Oh yeah, no, that was number one on my list. That was, I feel like that was the first way to get her agitated. So.
Okay. Yes. Good. Number one of your list of not to speak about. Yes. Okay.
But what about you? Have you been up to anything over these past few months, or?
Well, I only saw you last month when I came and visited, but mostly preparing for the ball with Bertie. You should come over to his house more. It's beautiful. Also, I hear.
It's really stunning.
I have actually seen it.
Yes, you should come over more. I am aware. I am there all the time.
But yeah, no, I caught up with Bertie just briefly, and also with Caius as well, over the break, and it's good to see that they're all doing so well, but I really want to catch up with them again. Have you seen them?
I arrived with Bertie, but he has been... And Anya sort of gestures to where Bertie is schmoozing with the gnomish prince. It's like he's... I think it would not be great for business for me to be lingering around him while he is having these conversations.
I think you make a great sales assistant, Anya.
Oh, no, this is not... Bertie would be fine with me being there. I am not good at talking to nobles, and that is fine.
Oh, if you like,
Yeah.
We could do the talking. I'm great at talking to nobles.
Oh, Neumann, it's... Much like with a bow and arrow, you never hit the bullseye on the first shot. You have to practice, yes? The problem is I never desire to practice.
Yes. So you could just like stand around and we can do all the talking. Like I said, it's no worries. No practice necessary for you at all.
I will stay around, but only because I enjoy your company. If any of the nobles address me, I will disappear very quickly.
I'll just introduce myself in your place. I'll be like, hey, I'm Neumann. Nice to meet you, and then we'll talk. I've done this before, it's easy.
Well, let's go find the others. Let's.
Anya, she takes one of Rivari's arms and like kind of leans in and is like, I am very worried he is going to drag me into a conversation, so please.
It's okay. I won't let him. I'll do all the talking for both of us. It's fine.
Anya pats her arm and goes with them.
Okay, so it is not long before you're someone roll me a d3.
I'll do it. I didn't get to roll when everyone else did their little fun little rolls. I'm just gonna do a d6, and the 1 and 2 is 1.
Yeah.
Because I'm using non-spawned beyond 1.
1. Okay. So you find the first of your friends you find is Bertie. Well, I had better be seeing to other things. It looks like you've got some folks coming over for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
Yes.
nice to meet you. Yeah, if you ever need to get your hands on any magical items, you come check out my store, okay? While you're staying in dorm, all right?
Of course, of course.
Fantastic.
It has been a pleasure.
Nice to meet you, kid. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bertie.
Sidebar, he was one of my old characters, which is very cute. Thank you, Darby. And then Bertie will turn around quickly to see the others approaching. Oh, hello! Hi, Anya! And you kind of scurry over as best you can, with a little skirt up. Hi, Anya, how's it going?
I found Neumann and Ross.
Yeah,
I think you
hello.
were trying to find any of us, but you know.
It's a bigger gathering than I was expecting. Lots of important people here. Hello, Neumann, Ross, how are you going?
Good, Bertie. How are you?
Good. I'll quickly mention as well, because I forgot to mention this before. So Bertie's probably got a little sash, I imagine, tile, which he has the knight's symbol on there. He also has, I forgot to mention, he's wearing a glove on his right, quite a longer glove on his right hand, and on his left he's got more tattoos. So he has the Arcani smile tattoo on his wrist that was the cover up of his Warlock's symbol. And then you can kind of see some eyes that are kind of winding around the arm, and then they go up into some sort of flower that's sort of obscured by and so it's some sort of sort of diamondy blade shapes that are kind of past those flowers as well. It's going up towards into his arm, and then because it's got huge puffy sleeves and stuff like that, then kind of cresty on past the bodice, so almost you can see part of it along his collarbone, part of his chest, are sort of branches with little pink flowers on them, that are kind of stretching around there as well. Just because I forgot to mention that before.
We're talking about forgotten tattoos. Just very quickly, I'll jump in with Anya's because I also forgot to mention hers. So as if you are watching our YouTube overlay, you'd probably see immediately some of the more noticeable ones from the art, but Anya now has a fair few facial tattoos. So she has a black band going across her eyes to help cover up some of the arcane scarring, along with some geometrical sort of triangular patterns and some tastefully placed lines, just to sort of look good. Sorry, my brain isn't working for descriptive words tonight, but yeah, so she's got some quite simple but very nice facial tattoos, and on her arm where her Warlock scarring was, that has also been covered up. So there's a dagger there with a couple of different roses, and then on her other arm she has a very simple symbol that the meaning of might get revealed in the future, and that's her tattoos.
Excellent. And so yeah, Bertie hurries over. Wow, how did you get here okay? All the way from Karas?
No, teleported in this morning, and then we've just been, doing some shopping, hanging around the city.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, depending on how late this goes, you should come over and hang at my place or something at some point. And depending on how long you're staying for and all that.
We can stay however long. I'd love to do afters at yours. That'd be great.
Yeah, for
I'd be keen.
sure. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. I mean, yeah, it's been nice seeing everyone kind of hanging around. It looks great. You look great, Neumann.
Thank you very much.
Very dashing.
He does a twirl around, and then Zoot does a twirl around on his shoulder.
Oh, hello, Zoot. Is that you? Oh, you're looking very, very handsome today as well. Oh, attractive in general. Very nice.
Zoot does the equivalent of a bow, as best he can.
Bertie kind of like bows a little bit as well to Zoot. Like, very, very nice. And Ross looking very gorgeous at this wonderful ball.
Same to you, Bertie. I love that dress.
Oh, thank you. I was initially a little bit anxious about wearing it, but because I'm short. But I think I kind of make it work.
Yeah, no, it looks beautiful on you.
Yeah, well, thank you. But yeah, I love the whole look. Just the perfect outfit for a dream ball, Now, and he kind of like nudges her on the side. He kind of like tucks in next to her. Now all you need is a boy to kiss. Or a girl, maybe, or I don't know, well, maybe one boy in particular that isn't, well, that's kind of awkward, actually. Kissing.
Ross
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Ross immediately blushes and is just like, Not sure I'd have my first kiss at a ball, TBH.
First kiss?
Yeah?
Oh, well, not there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's good. A ball is the best place to do it, although, I suppose I haven't really... Probably the person you might want to do that with is not here, unfortunately. But who knows, maybe in the future! Oh, he takes another chug of, his wine glass.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool! Awesome!
Yeah.
So, has everyone seen everyone else? Have you seen Rook? I've been so busy. I think Caius is around here somewhere.
Yeah, no, we're still looking for Rook and Caius.
So it's at that point that from opposite directions, Rook and Caius approach the group.
Speak of the devil.
Caius has a friend that he's talking to from before. Bertie, you recognize this fellow.
Oh no.
This is one Saril Athanaric.
Cool. Saril. Great.
So these are your friends, Lord Silvius.
Oh yes, of course. These are all my friends. Well, friends, if you'd like to meet. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Saril.
Saril. And I go around and introduce everyone very excitedly.
Cool. Bertie is immediately incredibly just blank and stiff. Has Rook arrived at the same time as well? Just checking. Or is she making her way over?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess I just walking up behind. Oh, hey there, everyone. Just wondered when I'd catch you.
Pleasure to meet you all. And your name was?
I'm Rook Gasara.
Rook Gasara. I'm Saril Athanaric.
It's wonderful to meet you. Made acquaintances with our good friend Caius here.
Yes, he's an interesting fellow.
Anya, she had sort of, at the start of this interaction, had opened her mouth to greet Rook. And then when Saril jumped in and sort of introduced himself in place, she got a frown. And then she started to look... she got a little note of recognition and she started to look very angry. But she pushes it aside for a second, and she turns to Rook, and she's like, hi, Rook.
Rook was looking, very composed, and then it kind of goes away a bit when she sees Anya.
I cannot see you, but you smell as sweet and beautiful as ever.
And you're as gorgeous as ever yourself.
Anya, she sort of reaches down and she squeezes Rook's hand, and then she kind of leans forward, does like a little greeting kiss on the cheek, but when she does, and Darby, you're probably going to want me to roll sleight of hand or stealth for this, but she whispers in Rook's ear, sorry for this. It is very good to see you. Do you want her to roll stealth? She's trying to hide it from
I think
Farrell.
that's simple enough that like even your
She's pretty stealthy.
reliable talent would allow you to
Yeah.
succeed, so we won't worry.
And then she turns, and she's like, Daryl, was it?
Sarrel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating?
Sarrel Athanaric.
Daryl Arsenic, yes? I'm Anya. I've actually heard a little bit about you, Daryl.
Oh, really?
It's fine, Anya. We don't need to. It's cool. Nice to meet you, Sarrel.
Don't be coy, Bertie.
Hey, I'm Neumann. Nice to meet you too.
Pleasure, Neumann.
So, what are you doing here?
I am never one to turn down a good party.
I don't blame you. It's quite a large party. This whole time, Neumann is like eyeing Anya like, this is your cue to leave if you want. What are you doing? This is what we agreed upon.
Anya, she doesn't turn her attention away from Sarrel, and she's like square, like standing very square on facing him. Like, you know how when you're in a group of people you might like sort of be talking to them but like be to the side. She's very like right there. And she's like, oh, isn't Daryl charming, Neumann? Oh, what a wonderful addition to this party he must be.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's dressed the part. Is there something I'm missing here, or?
Oh, no, it just, Daryl seems, quite becoming, quite beguiling. Only for a short time, though. I wouldn't want to really, speak much after maybe, let's go 3 hours?
How are you finding Durham, Sarrel? You enjoying the party?
It's definitely entertaining. I can tell I'm not wanted here. He gives a sideways glance at Anya.
Ah, good.
Your company
cool,
is
excellent.
Your company is interesting as always, Bertolt.
Well, I keep interesting company. These are my friends, so it's interesting is a word.
He raises the glass in his hand and departs and says, "Farewell."
Cool, cheers, bye. So he's immediately going to kind of bustle past people to the nearest drinks bar.
Yeah, I guess Neumann will join as well, because he's now feeling very uncomfortable.
Caius will also follow Bertie.
Cool.
So Neumann will ask at the bar and be like, "So, who was that?" Anya used to know, seemed to know, and he seemed to know you as well. Is it?
He's in the middle of ordering. I guess if he could say Caius, he'd be like, an orange juice, please. To the bar. He was like in the middle of ordering something alcoholic. Yeah, and actually make that an orange juice. I'll have that. Cool. And then he kind of turns around to Neumann and sort of like he's now still very like cheerful, but he's kind of like fidgety, like he's reading his hands a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I just used to know. I used to know him."
Just very quickly, Anya would have stayed back with Ross and Rook, and basically at the same time as that's being said, Anya turns to both Ross and Rook and goes, "If Sarah tries to get near Bertie, intervene."
Ross, who spent that whole conversation as soon as she heard Saryl's name, had this look of like, wait, I know who that is. And then just goes like, "Oh no, we'll keep him away."
You can trust me. Threat level?
Oh, just petty.
Oh, alright, I'll keep my weapon away then.
Yeah.
Not
Daryl, that was a good one.
Was it not? He seemed so annoyed. It was great.
Yeah. I'm gonna brainstorm other names that rhyme with that. I think that'll work.
That was quite enjoyable to watch. Good one there.
Anya squeezes Rook's hand again. She's like, "Anyway, apologies. How have you been?" Anyway, back to Bertie at the bar.
Yeah, just someone I used to know about 10 years ago. Now, I guess. Who was not expecting to see him here. So that's cool.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. And I'm guessing not the most friendliest of acquaintances, or?
Bertie chugs his orange juice that's probably just been handed to him. No.
That's okay. Sorry, I probably made that more awkward than it should have been anyways, but well, it's all over now.
Yeah,
do you want me to get him kicked out or something?
Oh, it's fine. It should be nothing, honestly. We were in a relationship a while ago.
So Neumann will open up his mouth as wide as can be, almost like the scream pose, but with his fingers going into like the sides of his cheeks, like. But then will quickly realize the seriousness of the conversation, and will then take his hands quickly off his face, put them together pointedly, fingers touching tips in front of his face, and be like, "Right, yep, no, I see the big picture here now. All right, yeah, look, don't worry about him.
Cool.
Don't worry about him at all. You just enjoy tonight. We'll all enjoy tonight. Daryl, Sarl, whatever his name was, free. So.
Sarl. Well, yeah. Well, that wasn't too bad, honestly. If he does take you aside and try to talk about me, please don't believe him."
He turns over to Caius and goes, "Caius, can I ask a favor?"
Of course.
Would you mind picking up some bodyguard duties?
Absolutely.
I believe we have a certain individual who Bertie would like them to stay away. You're well acquainted with him, I'm guessing, just judging from the fact that you guys came in together, but could you keep that man away from Bertie, please?
Absolutely. Consider it done. Did you want anything else done? I can get him removed.
Well, no. I thought the same thing, but we'll keep everything orderly today. Yeah, no, that'd be great, mate. And don't worry about paying me. I'll forfeit the cost. So.
Okay, he takes his hand out of his pocket. Very well,
and
consider it done.
thank you. He's going to turn to the bar and order a drink as well. Some fantasy whiskey, neat, shaken, not stirred.
Excellent. Bertie is still wringing his hands, but he will kind of like look over at Cartha. Have you been enjoying the party so far?
Well, you know, it's it's a fairly standard gig. Not too many people here, but it's not bad actually.
Yeah, no, it's good. I said before, but you do look nice.
Oh, thank you, and you of course look dashing as always.
Of course. Yeah, some interesting people. Actually, I was wondering, would we be able to talk at some point soon? I know I haven't been that chatty this week, but you know, if you have the time free, I was thinking maybe the balcony or something.
Oh, absolutely, that would be fine.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, I'm with you for the rest of the night, so.
Oh, well, of course. Oh, wow, it's just like old times. My bodyguard. And he kind of like playfully punches him in the shoulder. Do you want a drink? The orange juice is quite good.
Oh.
No pulp.
Okay. I would love some. Yes, definitely.
Cool. And he leans over to the he orders in that, and he like kind of whispers to the he casts like a message to the barkeep, like, can you get me another one, but put something else extra into mine, please. Cool. I guess we could dip to see what the others doing there.
Yeah. All right. So back with Ross and Anya.
Oh, you know, I've been good. You know, same old practicing my magic, I think. Probably the kind of stuff you've been up to, although I'm sorry that I haven't been in contact as much quite lately.
It's okay. I know you've been.
It's good to see you, though.
It is. It's been a little while now. So. Is the magic going well?
Yeah, I think I'm improving quite well. I managed to cast those spells quite a decent amount of time when we're practicing. It's a great improvement. I'm quite happy with how it's going, although I guess we're gonna have to see how it fares in the midst of combat, I suppose. And how about you, Anya? How's yours going?
Well, you know, the casting isn't that much of a problem for me anymore. It's more not getting distracted by other magic, but I'm getting there. There's a lot of magical effects in this party, and it's loud. But I'm not feeling as anxious as I usually. But well, I think. Bear with me. I want to try something.
Oh.
And she kind of she closes her eyes and sort of holds her hands out a little bit, and it looks like she's concentrating just a little bit harder than she normally would, just because of all the chaos and revelry around. And she a little sort of sliver of silvery magic twinkles around her fingers, and in Rook's head she would hear Anya say, you really are a beautiful sight to behold, even to blind eyes, as Anya casts message.
Oh. Eddie always just like doing these lines and making me flustered, and I'm being like, I don't know how to respond to this.
Yeah, so message, you can respond if you want.
Yes.
But yeah. And Anya, to Ross, even though she knows Ross is like a magic caster and would have been able to tell what's been cast, she's like, just verbally is like, I cast message to Rook.
Wonderful. That's really good. Ross has been standing to the side, like, looking as if she's engaged in the conversation to outsiders, but to the two in the group, she is giving them pointed privacy. And she just, like, vogues in the corner, making it look like she's engaging in conversation.
Sorry, Ross.
It's okay. But she's very proud of Anya.
Rook will respond like, oh wow. I'm always in awe of your strength, Anya. You're incredible.
Anya blushes a little and then she's like, so yeah, I can cast some spells even with some, the cantrips are easier. Anyway, when did you last see Ravari? I'm sure you two have much to catch up on. She's just a little bit flustered as well.
Rook is as well, yeah. She'll turn around, like, noticing that Ravari is there and be like, oh, sorry, it has been quite some time, right? You don't get to come over and visit.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Actually, how long has it been a while? Because you said she comes fairly often?
Yeah, she comes to Durham like once or twice a month. At least,
Okay, cool.
So
Oh,
depends on how often Rook is free at the same time.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But probably in the last like 2 or 3 months they've seen each other.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good to see you. Any updates on back and home? How are things going?
Same old, really. Where the Concord's getting into a better position, but same as always. The theater's going really well. We've just finished fixing up the ceiling, so no more leaks, hopefully. That'll be really good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's going really well.
It's gonna
You'll
be
all have to...
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible when it's all completed.
Yeah, we think it might take a couple years to get it back up to, performance space, but it's a good base, if nothing else, You guys should come see it when you're able to be in Karas. It'll be really nice.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Well, have you noticed anything about this crowd tonight? I thought that with the topic about all the unification and everything, that there could possibly be some dissenters about.
Darby, can Anya roll either a perception or insight, just from when she was sort of lurking around, not talking to anyone, of anything she might have picked up?
Yeah, roll me an insight.
Can Ross also vibe check the
Yeah.
party?
Yeah,
Okay.
insight.
As a side note as well, Caius, now that he is on bodyguard duty, he will be actively looking out for any sort of threats that may or may not be approaching Bertie.
Okay,
That's a 27.
27.
For the skill thing.
It's an 11. Some
15.
spy I am.
I've got terrible scores for anything that's like investigation inside.
Yeah. Nothing that you pick up, Ross. Anya, there doesn't seem to be any dissent towards unification. that you've picked up on, though you have heard, you did catch a quick, like, whisper of someone, you weren't able to identify the voice, but someone saying, "Stick to the plan," earlier in the evening.
Anya, she lowers her voice a little bit and she's like, well, actually, when I was avoiding nobles earlier tonight, I did overhear something about someone having a plan and sticking to the plan. I couldn't identify the voice, though. I don't think I knew them. Do I know what the voice sounded like, Darby?
Yeah, it was a
like whether it was more masculine or feminine.
It was a
coded
feminine
or...
voice.
Okay. It was a more a highly lilted. I would guess maybe a feminine voice, but I could not be sure without having a conversation.
It's concerning.
There has not been anything that I have heard of anyone being particularly against unification, though. So it could be perhaps something else. Is there any like significant, like excessively significant people here, Darby?
All the lords of the Seven are here.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, all the lords of the Seven here. All of the mages of the Convocation appear to be here, including Nacelle.
Oh shit.
Like,
they got her out of the house.
Although
Turns
Although I would say, with your senses, you would pick up that she is not physically here. She is here in an illusory fashion.
Anya quietly respects the hustle. Nacelle is very quickly becoming her favourite member of the Convocation, and she doesn't very much like the Convocation.
Nice. Okay. Rook says, that's quite concerning. I was taking quite more of an interest into politics recently, since I'm stuck here. You know, things can have a run-on effect to my home country.
I can keep an ear to the ground for you tonight, if you would like.
Thank you. I intended to do that myself, go about and have a talk to all the nobles and memorize them and everything, although that does feel a little rude now that I've met all the whole party all back together again.
Well, if I hear of anyone significant, I will point you in that direction. Because I do not wish to speak to the nobles, but I often hear what is happening.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I would not inflict that on you.
If we are willing to separate a little bit, I can also do some snooping. Met someone before who seemed a little off. Might do work around.
Maybe you can talk to them, or the two of you can talk to them, and I will see if I can get a read on them. I can be quite good with that when I put my mind to it.
Excellent. That sounds like an approach.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Lead me to this person.
Ross would like to find Lord Proudtree, please.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Me. Yes, that's me. Is it me?
No,
Or is
Ross.
Okay, yeah.
Investigation.
Yes.
17.
17. You're having difficulty finding this fellow.
Okay. You said he was, did he have, like, you said he was dressed in a way to make himself look deliberately unnoticeable.
Yes.
Was there anything in any way, like any kind of crest, any kind of
No.
family? Okay.
Because that would be notable.
Yeah, no, fair. Look. At a party like this, who's to assume not wearing a crest isn't what makes you notable in the opposite direction? Okay. Ross would like to, I'm assuming someone's walking around with like a tray of drinks and hors d'oeuvres.
Mhm.
Hello?
Okay, you're able to grab the attention of a dragonborn, young dragonborn fellow. Let's say brass scales.
Hi!
Hello.
What's your name? Sorry?
Cathrax.
Cathrax, lovely to meet you. I'm Ross.
Pleasure to meet you.
I was just wondering, I'm actually looking for Lord Proudtree or anyone associated with him. You see, I have some goods I would like to sell, and unfortunately he said I could only talk to him about it here.
I can't say I've heard that name this evening. I'll tell him you're looking for him if I see him.
Oh, no need to worry yourself, darling. Thank you so much for your trouble, and have a good evening. And she's going to slip a gold into his pocket.
Okay. Have a good evening, miss.
Anya, she very subtly. I'm having trouble with words tonight. But she approaches Rivari and she's like, "Do you have any descriptions? Like, what did his voice sound like? Would there be something I could try and identify him with?"
He was very nondescript. He was human. I'm very sorry, I cannot remember what his voice sounded like. There have been so many NPCs this evening, but Ross would remember what his voice sounded like, and she would describe it to Anya, and she would also describe if he was particularly tall, if he carried his weight a certain way, if he had heavy footsteps or not. If she noticed that, she would have been able to, she would describe that to
Rook would try to ask like a basic visual description as well. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So you don't get a great image of him, but you're able to get what Ross would have picked up.
Cool. Can I roll either a perception or an investigation? Anya's going to listen for the mild descriptions she heard of like his voice and what she would think he would carry his feet like, but also she's trying to keep an ear out for anyone who might be mentioning his name as well.
Okay. Roll me an investigation at disadvantage.
Why?
Because you haven't got a lot of information to go on, and
Also,
and
probably a very
it's-
loud party.
Incredible.
It's loud here. It is, and it's also like based on best guesses rather than actual.
Cool. The lower is a 16.
16.
Laura was a 4.
Yeah, this guy seems to be incredibly elusive.
Suspicious.
It's almost as if he doesn't want to be found.
What did he talk about with you?
You know, nobles, not much of anything. He mentioned he works in goods and antiquities, in trade. It was deceptively vague. I assumed it was just because, you know, again, noble talks a whole lot of nothing, which means to say that he spends his father's money. But I'm beginning to think he might have been lying. Or at the very least concealing the truth. He said they haven't had, his family, if they are real, haven't had much to do with the Silviuses, which I will admit struck me as odd. It seems like every noble here knows who Caius is.
Do you think maybe Caius might know something about this family?
If they're real, maybe. If they're fake, then who can say?
Indeed. There's lots of different options for this one. I mean, he could be a spy of some sort. He could be some kind of criminal head. Maybe a smuggler with what he was talking about with artifacts.
I might go talk to the boys about this. If it's okay, you can maybe speak to more of the nobles, get a feel of if there is anyone else in on this plan.
Okay.
Definitely.
Meanwhile, as this investigation is going on, Bertie and Caius.
Is Neumann still around, or has Neumann gone off to pub boogie, or what's he doing?
Neumann just ordered a drink. He didn't leave. He
Oh,
just
cool.
exited the conversation because Bertie mentioned that they wanted to have a conversation. So Neumann just got a drink and was just chilling there.
So excellent. But he's just kind of like nursing his drink for a moment. He looks like still very unsettled after that. He was feeling kind of like, cool, fun night. Just briefly, Caius, that was the guy I told you about. Probably nearly a year ago now.
Oh, was that the...
Yeah.
That the doodle?
Resh does kind of like, yeah, yup. Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
But that's so cool. It's in the past. He kind of like taps Caius on the wrist, and he looks over at Neumann. He's like, well, quick, Neumann, you've been working on a project for a while. How's that going for you? Still kind of tinkering away with everything?
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty much done actually. Yeah, actually, I'd probably say it's done. I mean, look, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so it's never really done. But yeah, it's done. I'd love to show you sometime.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, absolutely. I'd be really excited to see what you've been making. Is it a staging and caress, or like is it like a pocket thing?
Well, I don't know how much I want to tell you. Like, I did mention when we caught up that like I was working on something, but like I sort of don't want to spoil it. It's kind of really cool, and I'm really excited to show everyone.
No.
So how about instead of telling you about it, how about we organise for everyone to come around and have a look?
Oh yeah, like at your Ross's place?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind that. Would you like that, Caius?
I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I love surprises. Most of them.
Well, yeah, it's something I was going to pitch to everyone tonight, and then yeah, if everyone was available sometime in the future, yeah, I would love to have everyone around.
Yeah, for sure.
And that way you guys get to see how everything's progressing on our end of it as well, rather than just hearing about it.
True, yeah, no, I've got to make more time for that. No, that'd be great. Absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's nothing special. Just don't like think it's the best thing in the world. It's just something I've been sort of like a passion project. So,
Caius, do you think that like everything that Neumann does is not special? Like I think special is probably one of the words that I would use for like anything Neumann creates. It's pretty amazing.
Well, I think as long as you're happy about it, then that's special.
Bertie nods.
yeah, okay. Look, I'll take compliments when they're given. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't know everyone was so appreciative of the stuff I make, and they're impressed by the stuff I make. So, thank you.
It is pretty cool. The stuff you make is awesome. The adjustments you made to my braces still hasn't fallen apart. Stand the test of time.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Don't have to use it so much.
I did put in extra work to make sure it wouldn't change too much, and as a result, I was hoping that it wouldn't degrade the quality of the longevity of the whole thing itself. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I spent so much time doing this stuff, maybe I've lost perspective of these works. But yeah, no. To me, that braces adjustment, that was just a tiny little fix it up, just a slight little modification.
Oh, well, yeah, no, it was great. I'm really excited to see the sort of things you've been working on, you know? Some of our little projects look pretty good.
Yeah, I actually have a lot to share, actually. Yeah, it's mainly, I really just want to show off this one project. I really, really just want to show it off. So
okay.
I feel like everyone's going to get a kick out of it.
Well, now I'm very excited.
But yeah, anyways, I don't want to drag this on. I don't want to drag on. So, what are we going to do tonight?
Oh, well, I mean, I was just thinking of, you know, talking, having a few drinks of orange juice. Yeah, I guess just talking with people, avoiding some people, I guess. But yeah, no, it's a good event to, you know, to show off, like, being a knight, of course. And, you know, make connections with people. I haven't been to, you know, even being a knight, haven't been to such a grand occasion like this one. I gotta say, this is probably, you know, your average weekend, I guess, Caius, back when you were growing up, I guess.
Well, yes, but more people are talking to me now.
I'm glad. Good. Well, actually, is that a good thing? Do you like having to be the people talking to you in the way they're talking at the party here?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of names that I have to remember.
Yeah.
But you know, other than that, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. It's good. Very good. Excellent. Well, good. Yeah, well, it's certainly an interesting poll, that's gotta say. But no, it's nice. It's cool. It's crazy to think it's not that long since. Well, it is quite a long time, I guess, when you think about it, in months and all that, since all that stuff happened. So it's nice,
yeah.
people.
It doesn't feel like it happened too long ago, actually. So much stuff happened, so it's sort of hard to forget. How are you going with it all? Both of you.
Bertie looks at Caius.
Oh, well, I guess. Just sort of taking the time as it comes and getting to enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah,
having some dedicated downtime has been amazing for me. Not being on the move constantly from place to place. Whilst traveling was amazing, it really sort of impaired my sort of creative output that I can do with my projects and such. And not having to deal with all of these over-the-top dramatic problems. I'm a lot happier now than I was a while ago.
When Neumann, very quick sidebar. When Neumann talks about over-the-top dramatic problems, Bertie kind of looks more anxious and more turning on himself. Sorry, Mitch, continue.
Oh, guys, well, that's very good that you're taking a bit more time for yourself and working on projects, and I think it's great, and you'll have a lot more time now because nothing could ever possibly happen in the future.
And to be honest, I'm not sure what I'll be doing in the future either. So that's a little bit scary, but to be honest, I'm sort of complacent with where I am right now. So, yeah. Speaking about the future, should we invite the other people here? Should we invite everyone else? And he turns around to where the rest of them were. Are they still there?
No.
They're searching.
Anya.
They're searching around.
Yeah.
Newman sort of
Somewhere.
puts like his palm to his face and goes, spent all that time looking for everyone and we've already split
Anya
up.
lifts the paw off his face because she's been stealthing nearby. And she's like, sorry, I didn't know. I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. We have a potential situation. Hi.
Hello. What do you mean?
Where we think that someone might be planning something. We don't know what yet, but I overheard conversation. She's momentarily sort of distracted for a second. And she shakes her head a little bit, and she's like, sorry, and while she's sort of distracted and stuttering a little bit, behind her back, she tries to concentrate and cast a mage hand. And she gets the mage hand to just very gently squeeze Bertie's hand. Because she would have picked up that he was tense. And she's like, sorry, hard to... Yes, so Ravari was talking to a suspicious nondescript man, but his name... Oh, what was his name? What was his name?
Lord Proudtree.
He said his name was Proudtree? Caius, apparently this was a noble family in Durham. Have you heard of them at all?
Has Caius heard of the Proudtrees before?
Roll me a history check.
A history check.
Well, that's what this kind of thing generally is.
Fair. 17?
17. You have, though, your family hasn't had much to do with them over the years.
Okay. What do they sort of specialize in that Caius has heard?
Antiques.
Okay. And has Caius heard of any feuds with the Proudtrees?
No.
Cool. I've heard of that family before. I haven't had much to do with them. They deal mostly in antiques.
Sorry. And she looks distracted for a moment more, and Bertie would feel like the squeeze of the mage hand one last time before she dispels it. And then she's like entirely back in focus again. And she's like, yes, so I am casing around. I'm trying to keep an ear to the ground for anything suspicious that might happen. Try to act naturally. Maybe stick together a little. I think, I don't know who might be involved in this plan, but if you do hear of this family, or hears talk of this family, maybe try and get a feel out for it, or signal to me. And she points to her earring, and I'll try to get a read on them. Okay?
Yeah, of course. Fun. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just gotta watch out for danger. Cool.
It could be nothing, but with the people that are here.
So Bertie looks actively a lot like crestfallen, I guess, and like he's taking a lot more into himself now.
Yes. Maybe the two of you could scope the outside. Have a walk through the garden, see if anyone is up to anything. Neumann, I might bring you with me, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
We don't have a plan, but if, like, don't try to enjoy yourselves, but just be wary. And Anya kind of takes Newman's hand and leads him over, I guess, towards Ross.
So Newman and Zutsu will wave at both Bertie and Caius as they get pulled away.
Caius will wave and just be like, stay safe.
Yeah,
Newman
be
gives a nod. Will do.
Really quickly, does Caius have any family attending this event?
Yes. Most of the family is here, as nobles of the city.
Okay. While we're wandering around, I would like to find the eldest of them.
Yeah.
If not Caius's mother herself. And just give a very polite hug to them, and tell them that it's probably time for them to go,
Okay.
because something is happening.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
My siblings? Oh, that's 28.
Okay, yeah. So they are concerned, but yeah, are all able to get out without seeming like there's too much fuss.
Excellent. And Caius will accompany Bertie.
All right. That's where we're going to leave it for this week. Yeah. Fun joint. Fun jumping back in.
Yeah.
Good week, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good week.
Have a good week.
Have a good week.
Absolutely. See you next week.
Yeah.
Thank
Sorry
you
for
for
listening.
listening. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Darby,
I just realised I was muted.
can't we just have fun? Why does there need to be an assassination?
Who said there was an assassination?
But I don't know. People have said it. I don't know. Newman trusts what people say to him.
All I've said is that someone's got a plan.